This is Swati, live from New Delhi, joining you for the Mindfulness Camp. Today we are going to do a long meditation of listening to music. And I hope you have a piece of music ready with you that you would like to listen to. But before we get to that, as I said last time, we are going to have a same organization every time. I'll talk about logistics first, then I will respond to a question that I didn't get to before. We'll do the meditation or the activity, and then I will either answer new questions. I think I'll probably answer new questions first, and then at the end there will be a comment or some fact or a research study or a story or something of that sort that you can take home about mindfulness. So logistics first, as I said before, please do ask me questions, and do have, if you have any comments, feel free to post them here. If you cannot get to that, you can also email me. My email address is to-meditate-together@gmail.com. Number 2, meditate-together@gmail.com. And as many of you know, I have developed an app called To Meditate, which is available in the app stores free. Just launched it. So please download that app. Go to the app store, To Meditate, number 2, meditate. You will find a few choices over there that I think will be very useful for you. So now, one question that was asked yesterday, and I couldn't get to that, was about when you have negative feelings, or if you have had some really bad experience, and if you have had a setback, probably with other people, it can be haunting. I'm not using the person's words. I'm actually putting a little bit of my own interpretation into this. It can be haunting, it can be obsessive, and it can hamper your performance now. It's hard to let go of those bad feelings, and there could be a low-level depression, sort of like you can't take your mind off this negative area and cannot focus on the current task at hand. So the question was, can mindfulness help with this? My answer to this question, the short answer is yes, mindfulness can help with it. The longer answer, I'll postpone it for later, but the long answer right now is this. First of all, if these become too obsessive, if any medical issue, either physical or mental, kicks in, please consult the doctor. But meanwhile, what you can use the mindfulness for was for the following. First of all, mindfulness is a known tool for dealing with any difficult feelings that come up. How do you do that? As you go ahead with the camp, you will learn that more and more. But meanwhile, just know that neurologically speaking, when you meditate mindfully, your amygdala is going to become less dense. What that means is that your strong feelings of anxiety or any negative feelings will not be as powerful. Also, your rational part of the brain can kick in faster. So you know in your mind that the setback was just a setback. But for you to actually realize that, your rational mind will have to kick in. So these two things about practicing mindfulness helps to deal with negative feelings to a certain degree. And there's something very important. As you quiet your mind, you are allowing your mind to get some kind of insight into why you had that setback. You want to learn from it. Once you learn from it, any setback, any negative feelings, there is nothing more to it. We add suffering to it by adding stories. Stories such as, either I'm a bad person, that person is bad, or I can't do this, I'm useless. Self-criticism or blaming it on others. These two are common reactions. But these are stories that we are creating. How would it be to just observe, this is what happened, that's what it is, and I will take it up as a lesson and I will move on. Like Dalai Lama said, that when you don't get what you want, sometimes it can be a wonderful stroke of luck. When you are going through negative feelings, it's hard to listen to it, but in some sense it is true if you learn your lesson. So One thing that you are going to learn through mindfulness is this will pass too. With that faith in mind, right now I would suggest focus on the mindful activities, and if negative feelings come in, just learn to observe them. If you go on like this, eventually I'll tell you more about how you can use mindfulness meditations for dealing with negative feelings, specific meditations for doing that. So having said that, now let's do our meditation, which is listening to music mindfully. What you're going to do when you listen to music is whatever feelings come to you, just notice and observe those feelings. If you are able to, you can even label those feelings. Labeling means putting them in words. So you can, in fact, say like, "Oh, this amazing," or sad, or romantic, or disappointing, or whatever thought or feeling comes to your mind, you can notice it and label it. If you don't want to label it, that's okay. Pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, all kinds of feelings can come to you. Just keep noticing them. So we are going to do this meditation for, I would say, at least 10 minutes. And I may go on maybe a little bit longer, but definitely for at least 10 minutes. So I'm going to start the music for myself. I don't think you will be able to hear it. So you start your own piece of music. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of bolitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, saw a shimmering light. It grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway, heard the mission bell. I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven and this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor, thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Ready a room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here. Her mind is differently twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She got a lot of pretty boys. She calls friends. How they dance in the courtyard. Sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember. Some dance to forget. So I called up the captain. Please bring me my wine. He said, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. And still those voices are calling from far away. Wake you up in the middle of the night just to hear them say,
champagne on ice. She said, we are all just prisoners here of our own device. In the master's chambers, gathered for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find a passage back to the place I was before. The lights at the nightmare, we are welcome to see. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park. Meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. Feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south, under town. Check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords. But it's strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. If any old guitar is all he can afford, when he gets up under the lights, play his thing. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't take the seat. He's got a daytime job. He's doing alright. He can play the honky tonk like anything. Saving it up Friday night with the Sultans, with the Sultans of swing. And a crowd of young boys there fooling around in the corner. Jumping, dressed in their best brown baggies and their fat ball soul. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. It ain't what they call rock and roll. And the Sultans, yeah, the Sultans play Creole. Creole.
Okay, those of you who were listening to music, you can stop now and notice how you feel. Take a few deep breaths and just stay there. I'm going to look at the questions that are here. Somebody is asking me if my app is available on the Windows Phone and Laptop Store. It is going to be available on Google Play. It's going to be available on, it is available on iPhones, iPads, Android tablets, as well as Android phones. The website, which will be available on laptop, for that you have to wait a little bit. Any day, once I'm done with it, I will let you know. Eugenia says that today when I had trouble focusing on my work, I reminded myself that I had been able to mostly focus on a glass of water in this class. Then I did better with my work. Does this count as a typical benefit of mindfulness? Yes, Eugenia, absolutely. Absolutely. Your brain is becoming aware and also getting trained into bringing your attention back to whatever you have decided. Sometimes there are, as I have been saying, distractions or temptations, but you just know that that's okay. Bring my mind back. Don't get tempted in other things. Okay, now there is an interesting question here. I'm a person who has experienced very high degree of mindfulness spontaneously rather than by practice, though I lost it after a period. How would you comment on a practice achievement to spontaneous achievement? I am not sure what exactly you are saying, Anil, but I'll answer whatever I think you are. Yes, it is possible to get something spontaneously. Of course, the question is that of sustainability. Practice, like they say, practice makes it perfect. So when you get something by practicing, it is more likely to become what should, for better words, I would say part of your brain stem functioning, which means it becomes part of your habit. In fact, even after you achieve something by practicing, that doesn't mean it will stay there unless you keep practicing, right? So let's say that after some time, if you fall out of that habit and for a while you don't practice it, when you go back, you may have a little bit of trouble getting back into it. But if you have had practice, it will be much easier to get back into it. Like language, sometimes you lose touch with a language. When you go back to that country, sometimes it's hard to get back into the flow of the language, but it takes just a couple of days to get back into the language. So it's like that even with mindfulness. In fact, mindfulness community or teachers always recommend to maybe take some retreats every couple of years, every year if possible, if not every couple of years, just 3 days, 4 days, 1 week, whatever you take time, whatever time you can take off. If you go in a retreat environment, your brain is all focused, quieter, you can practice much better. And that is one way to keep the practice going. So spontaneity and practice, that's the main difference, sustainability. Rohit says that the music meditation method makes the brain a lot calmer. And I'm happy to hear that. I would like to talk about my experiences in listening to the music. I felt explosion of different kinds of emotions, and I was just basically watching them. I could allow myself to immerse into it because I knew I was going to be fine. So there were a lot of thoughts when I'm into lyrics. So for me, lyrics of a song are very important, and they mean something to me, and they bring associations and feelings. But being aware of those kinds of things has also taught me a lot about how I function, how I work. And it's good that listening to music actually made you feel calmer. Oh, there's one thing I want to say. I think it was yesterday. Someone said because I'm a neuroscientist, I may have answered to the willpower question. I'm not a neuroscientist. I'm not a neuroscientist. I practice psychology, means psychotherapy, and I also teach meditation. I'm very interested in neurology, so that's something kind of like a serious hobby of mine, but I'm not a neuroscientist. Just wanted to clarify that. So there is this other comment. During music-led meditation, I found myself imagining myself singing the song or being in the song, which is quite normal for me as I'm very much into singing. So I'm not sure whether or not I observe my feelings clearly as you had suggested. Please advise. Notice that you were singing yourself in front of your mind's eyes. Notice that. And notice how that makes you feel. Now, everything you're describing to me about, like having the doubt, am I doing it right? That's a feeling to notice that. If possible, allow yourself to observe the feelings. But even when you imagine yourself singing, you are immersed into some kind of feeling, I would say. So noticing that is what I'm asking you to do. So keep doing it. Keep listening to music and see if you can notice whatever feelings come to you. I won't say, no, if you see yourself singing, remove that image from your head. No, not at all. Just then notice, okay, this is what I'm noticing, or this is what I'm thinking about, or these are my feelings. How long can we practice mindfulness meditation using music? Because I have a song over 20 minutes. I want to start again. How long? Oh my God, there is no end to it. If it is a meditation, I don't think anybody will tell you, oh my God, you have meditated for 20 minutes, stop. No, it is not like that at all. You can go on. I want to start again. Yeah. And I, in fact, had the same feeling because we have time limitation. I needed to stop. But what happened was after I finished the song I was listening to, something else came. I think it's, YouTube sort of starts the next thing. So something else came up that was a surprise to me. And it was a very interesting song. And I noticed that surprise that came to me. And I also noticed how some people just have this gift of voice. The voice can touch us. So I noticed and I felt very tender. And I was also thinking it's okay to feel all these feelings. Sometimes, if some feelings are too overwhelming, then mindfulness meditation will allow you to switch to the observing mode. You have to observe the feelings if it is overwhelming to experience certain feelings. So someone else is saying the music meditation seems to always make me feel happy and energized. Also, it's easier for me than the beverage meditation. Is this typical? Yes, it is, because music again is like a lot of people would say, it's God's work. What that means is basically it's easier to feel something possibly higher than ourselves or out of ordinary feelings with music. But in mindfulness meditation, because we are using it as a meditation, remember you are noticing those feelings. Okay, you're not just allowing yourself to go with the music and feel the blissful feelings and forget about everything else. You're noticing that's what's happening, because I am using music meditation as a way to teach you how to observe your feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, and keep observing them. Remember the keywords: self-awareness and enrichment. Self-awareness really is the beginning of any psychological or spiritual path. In fact, okay, I will answer this and then I will get to the next one. Um, Somebody's asking me, how long have you been practicing meditation? What are the different techniques of meditation? Have you mastered all the techniques of meditation? You know what? I will answer this question next time, because we don't have that much time. And it is a long question, Rohit, so I will answer it next time. Someone else says that music and the effect can have on me, but usually I'm listening to music while I'm doing something else, and that's what most of us do. It was a very nice change to simply enjoy the music as a main purpose. I felt great. I totally agree. That's the whole point. Typically speaking, what we do is we listen to music while we are doing something else. We are multitasking. And this is the point I've been trying to make. When we multitask, yes, we are achieving a lot of different things at the same time, but we are losing one thing, going deeper into one thing. So that's one thing we are trying to learn, which is to focus and enrichment. The experience becomes much more than just ordinary. You can have out of ordinary feelings and you are noticing self-awareness, self-awareness, self-awareness. So with that, I need to say bye to you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow and I will answer some of the questions that I couldn't today. I will answer them tomorrow. Bye for now. And I've been enjoying interacting with you all. And I hope that you are too.